Hey everyone. So now that This Is Not a Good Night book is in the process of being published and I have my video up, I decided I'd move on to another book to illustrate using AI. And the one I'm doing now is called When I Was a Mermaid. I wrote this a while ago and it's relatively short. It's about whenever babies are in a mother's womb that they're kind of like mermaids. And this came up in conversation with my two older daughters when they were a little bit younger. And they just thought it was really cool that, like, at one time in their lives, they were kind of like a mermaid. And so that inspired me to write this story. It's short, like I said. It really would be better off as a book. So the thicker cardboard pages for younger children, because it's short and I just envision it more being read to kids from their parents. But I was researching, and you can't really self-publish board books without buying bulk. Either you can go overseas and have it published there. You have to buy bulk using overseas printers, and then there's a US-based printer called Print Ninja, but they're kind of expensive. I priced it out. You have to order it. The minimum is 500 copies, and for this one, it would be like $2,000 to order inventory. And I really don't want to do that. So I'm going to illustrate this using AI, do a read aloud like I did with my last story, and then I'll debate on whether or not to self-publish using Ingram Spark. I might just let this live online. We'll see. But here's how the illustrations are going so far. I have the pages laid out. I ended up deleting a handful because there was some weird ones that I took out based on some feedback I got from my family. But here's how it is now. I had started with the illustrations using Magic Media, and I used their minimalist prompt, which, let's see if you guys can see it. And oops, sorry, I am on my one screen. Okay, so Magic Media, and then under See All, they have this minimalist, which gives you like a lot of white space around your image, which is nice. So you can see in this particular one, I have an image of a pregnant mother, and it's just her. Like, I really didn't have to do much cropping or erasing at all. So the minimalist prompt was nice, and it gave me these sketch lines. But as I was pulling in images like that, I found that, like, they started off visually appealing, but then towards the end, like in this one was fine, and it's not weird faces like Mojo AI does, but it just wasn't. I don't know if kids would gravitate toward having this story read to them with these types of illustrations. I think they need more color, and I was trying to mix it up. Last book I did watercolor, so this story I was going to try and maybe do something different, but you know what, watercolor works for me, and I do like the way it looks for kids and for me personally. So I switched back over to Mojo AI, and then I started using using their watercolor selection style. And so here's my cover image right now. It's a little mermaid with blonde hair. I'm going to do blonde hair. My kids are all blonde, so a lot of my illustrations are going to be, I know it limits my target audience. Maybe boys wouldn't want this to be read to them, but I'm writing this for me and for my kids. And hopefully everybody likes it as well. But that's why you'll see that a lot of the girls have blonde hair. And then if I do end up finding a mom image, she'll probably have brown hair for me. So here's how it looks so far. I'm also playing around with the font. In my last book, I ended up stripping out the fancy font and using Garmond just for readability. I do like the handwritten styles better, but I was reading that for children's books. It's better to use easier to read font, even if the kid's not reading it. It just makes for an easier read for parents as well. But this is pretty. So I might keep it. It's Really right now is the font name. I might switch to Garmond. I can't decide. We'll see. Here's what it looks like. See, it's just not as fun. But we'll see. So I'm still working on this image. I'm having some issues trying to get some watercolor of pregnant mothers, or even a mother resting her hand on her stomach. It triggers content restrictions in Mojo AI. I guess they're trying to make sure you're not generating any type of questionable content, but I don't know why a pregnant mother side view is bad. Magic Media let me generate it, but Mojo AI won't. So I have to come up with some more creative illustration ideas for that particular page because I can't do it based on the words themselves. So we'll see what I come up with. But that's it. I just wanted to give you guys an update, and I will stop sharing for now. Thanks.